Hello everyone, and this is my first Christmas video of the year. As you can see, we have a tree. I went up in the loft and dragged the tree down and set it all up, so we've got a little bit of a Christmassy feel now, and it's actually really nice. I'm really enjoying having the tree up and the lights on. Very cozy. Anywho, let's get on with the video. Today's video is all about my fantasy Christmas wish list. Fragrances that if I had a sugar daddy or someone that just wanted to lavish all their money on me, what would I ask for? And here they are, they're coming up. I've totaled them roughly up in my head in terms of cost, and it's about the £2,000 mark. This is my wish list. I don't covet a massive collection. I only want fragrances that I truly love and want to enjoy. So that's what these fragrances are. But before we go on, this is a giveaway today, and I'll show you what I've got. It's a little box from SP Parfums. If you don't know already, SP Parfums sadly are having to close their doors. Their business is closing mid-December. I think 15th of December, the website will disappear. So if you haven't already had the chance to try their fragrances, and if you were always meaning to, you need to get a move on, get a wiggle on. In the meantime, I'm giving away 2 Christmas scents. We've got Christmas Palo Santo in the travel size, and we've also got Christmas Nardus. They're very much SP Parfums. They have the DNA of the house all the way through them. Very unusual Christmassy scents for fragrance aficionados. These ones are not totally mass appealing, but they're nice, they're good. Why am I trying to sell these to you? I'm giving them away. So to be part of the giveaway, you are going to have to watch the video all the way through, because I'm going to give you a couple of little things that you're going to have to do to be in with a chance. And unfortunately, it's only going to be the UK, because we can't post perfume outside the UK as a normal, as a non-business person. I don't have the ability to post perfume abroad. It's illegal, so it is UK only. So that being said, then first thing to do to take part is you will have to be a comment in the comments box and a like, and make sure you're subscribed. But there's going to be a couple of other little things that you need to pay attention to later on in the video. So let's get on with my wish list. I've got it written down here, and I've got a few samples of some of the things that I am going to be mentioning. So we just start at the top, and the first one on my wish list is by Guerlain, Rolling in Love. I reviewed this a little while ago, a month or two ago, I think. And I still have my notes. I was just having a little tidy up, a long overdue tidy up, and I found my notes for Rolling in Love and how it smells, what I wrote to describe it to you on camera. I've said it smells like a light orange blossom, almond biscotti, lightly spiced, creamy, musky, clean. Then it gets sort of less biscuity, and the orange blossom, which turned out to be tuberose. I didn't look up the notes. It turns out what I was smelling to me was orange blossom, but it was actually tuberose. It reminded me a little bit of Love Don't Be Shy, which is an orange blossom fragrance from by Guerlain. I found it quite musky. The sweetness sweetness drops as it wears on. And then there's an ambrette note which comes in a bit later, and it is beautiful. The muskiness of this fragrance, I don't know how they did it, but the musk accord in Rolling in Love is just beautiful. And there's iris in there, and to me it was a balance of a really lovely sweetness set against a sort of almost savoury note of the musk. So I really like Rolling in Love. I'll definitely put that on my Christmas list. The next one on my list I've got a sample of here, and it's Florécu's One Umbrella for Two. This was in Delicious Delights Christmas wishlist video as well, because I think I might have heard about it from her originally. a long time ago now. And I have reviewed this one as well. I don't have much skin, but I'm going to spray my fingers. Yeah, I've used quite a lot. Yeah, I reviewed this one quite a long time ago, and I really love the fruity sponginess of it. So it's got a blackcurrant absolute in here. It's also got cedar oil and genmatia tea. I'm not always fond of tea in fragrances. In fact, quite often a tea note can spoil it for me, but not in here. This is the blackcurrant is it, I always mix up blackcurrant, blackberry. It's blackcurrant. The blackcurrant is fruity, obviously. It's fruity. It's not too sour or sharp or bitter. It's quite sweet and rounded. Almost a little syrupy, almost more like a Vimto drink. And then you have this gorgeous like sponge cake kind of scent underneath it, and it's just beautiful. The only thing I found with this fragrance is it does lose after sort of, I think it was, I can't remember, it was a while ago, but after about 4 hours or so, it seems to lose the beauty of the blackcurrant, and you're kind of left with a more of a woodsy, more of a sort of generic woodsy base. And I didn't love that. I didn't mind it, but at that point that would be the time for me to respray or put something else on. So because of the high price of Floreku, I never bought this one because it is expensive, and it's the sort of thing that I would probably respray after about 5 hours, which for me it didn't quite add up, although I would happily accept it as a gift from Santa Claus. It's a beautiful, beautiful fruity fragrance. The next one, I just emptied the last of the sample that I could get out, because I can't quite reach to get to what's left in there, but it's Tiger from Francesca Bianchi. I did a first impressions, I think I did it live. Yes, I did a live stream, first impressions of Tiger on my channel a couple of weeks ago. And this one is certainly going to be mine in full bottle form. I don't really need Santa Claus to buy this for me. I am absolutely buying it for myself. I love it. So I had some on my hand this morning before my shower, and it's just got this beautiful texture to it, kind of furry, kind of dusty. There's no vanilla listed, but to me it's a vanilla fragrance. In the dry down it smells vanilla-y to me, but there's so much more going on. The florals in the opening, it's got a beautiful honeyed white floral accord. I just love it. It's totally my ballpark. It's not the most unique fragrance I've ever smelled. There are things like this. In fact, I'd say for Francesca Bianchi, this is the most mass appealing thing that she's ever done. And for me, that's a good thing. I absolutely love it. There's nothing challenging in here for me. But die-hard Francesca Bianchi fans who really like the dirty animalics and the carnal sex smells, they may find this too tame. Ironically, it's Tiger, but to me, this is a tame tiger. And I love it. So I'll be buying this one for myself without a shadow of a doubt very, very soon. In fact, I think it's going to be my next purchase. Just waiting for payday. So the next one, I don't have anything to show you. It's the new fragrance from Tioni Reinthal, the Australian natural perfumer. I'm a big fan. I've actually got a little present to myself on its way, winging its way. Potentially it's in the air halfway from Australia to here, and I bought 4 scent pencils. The scent pencils are the skinny travel sized atomizers, and she has a deal on at the moment where if you buy 3 scent pencils you get the 4th one free. So I took advantage of that, so I have 4 coming to me now. But I ordered just before she announced that she has released bitter sweet. I'll pop the notes on the screen. They absolutely grabbed my attention. So yes, it would be a blind buy, but I really want bittersweet. It's based on 2020. It's a sonnet to 2020. I think that's how she put it. Anyhow, it just looks amazing, and I will probably blind buy that next year. And next on the list, Thought & Manley's Mr Nikoff's Purple Hat. I really love this fragrance. I've worn the fragrance several times, having borrowed it from Mr Smelly and having sampled it as well. And it's a lavender fragrance, and I'm not normally a fan of lavender. And it's also got chocolate in it, and it's also very incensey. But actually, it doesn't really smell like full-on lavender, and it doesn't smell like full-on chocolate. It's just this really mysterious, dark, gourmand, slightly sweet fragrance that's just very difficult to actually describe. I struggled to review it. I think I did review it, but I struggled. But I do love it. So it's not too dark and it's not too disturbing. I think there's oud in there, but I don't really pick up on it. It's just a beautiful, sweet, slightly incensey, gourmand fragrance, and I absolutely love it. So I would really love to have a bottle of that. Another one, Nikolai. This one's been on my list for ages actually. I don't know why I haven't gone for it, because it's not that expensive. It's Nikolai's Neroli Intense. I got a sample of this at Essence in Milan last year. I'm trying to think, it didn't happen this year, of course. That's not because of thou who shall not be named. But last year I picked up a sample at the Nikolai stand and really like this one. It's a very rich fragrance. So even though it's called Neroli Intense, Neroli is usually a fresh note, fresh kind of bitter orangey green type scent. However, this Neroli Intense is almost like the citruses are more condensed, they're rounded, they're thicker, they've got some body. I think there's beeswax in there, and I think that's what lends it this body, this depth. So it's not actually really a freshie, it's not particularly a summery scent, it's more all year round. You might find it too heavy for summer, but I really like it, so it's on the list. Another one, Creed Spice and Wood. I love that. It's my favourite Creed fragrance. For me, it's 100%. For me, it's 100% unisex. Beautiful, light spiciness. It's not a heavy fragrance at all. You might think it will be, but it's not. It's got a bit of apple, which lends it sort of a sweet freshness. And obviously the woodsiness, for me, it smells like vetiver in the dry down, although that's not listed. It smells like vetiver and other woods, but it's got a sweetness to it. I don't know if there's a bit of vanilla. There's a little bit of depth to it, but it's not a heavy fragrance. It's an all year round fragrance, and I really, really like it. I think Creed have done an amazing job with that fragrance. And next up then, we've got French Kiss by Guerlain. So I'm actually wearing that today. I was sent a little sample with an order that I placed a while ago, and so I just have a little tiny bit here. I have also reviewed this before on my channel from a decant or a sample that I had previously, and this is it's called French Kiss. It is supposed to smell a bit lipsticky. It's syrupy, it's quite sweet. It's a raspberry and violet and vanilla syrupy fragrance. Quite linear, it doesn't change a lot on the skin, which is why I think I haven't plumped for a bottle, but I would love to have a bottle. It's a very mass appealing, it's a very attractive scent. I remember I wore it to Asda of all places a year or so ago, and I bumped into an old friend from years back, and she straight away commented on my perfume and said it smelled lovely, and I was wearing a French Kiss. It is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, quite rich, quite sweet, but I like it a lot. So, and of course it's Guerlain, and I love Guerlain, so it's on the list. Another one from Guerlain is a discontinued fragrance that I've not tried, but I'm obsessed with. It's called Oriental Bruno, and it used to be, was it Latte Matière? I think it was in the Latte Matière line. Then it became an even higher end, even more exclusive fragrance in a very special bottle that they charged a fortune for, like, I don't know, £500+. And now I think it's disappeared completely. I could be wrong, but I am watching a bottle, I shouldn't tell you this, I'm watching a bottle on eBay, but it is about £200 still, so I'm holding back because I've never even smelled it. But it's a gourmand fragrance. Again, I don't have the notes, so I'll just pop them on the screen for you now. Next on the list, Tom Ford's Soleil Nige, and I reviewed this one as well from a sample. I really like this Tom Ford. You'd think it's in the same ballpark as Soleil Blanc, but not really. Although there's similarities, it is a white floral and there's some lovely depth to it. There's some lovely sweetness. I can't remember the notes, but I really liked it. A really lovely muskiness. I think I enjoy certain kinds of muskiness in fragrances, and this one has it. It's just lovely. So Tom Ford Soleil Neige. Another one on the list is Bakarat Rouge 540 Extract. So I have a lovely decant that my friend Lizzie over at Rose & Jones sent me. She saw that I'd said I was kind of enjoying it. It's almost a guilty pleasure for me because it's so popular that the snob in me wants to, I think, berate it a little bit. Plus it's excessive in the synthetics in there. The ethyl maltol, the candy floss note, the dry woodsy notes that are so popular, and just part of me is like fighting to say you shouldn't like this is too synthetic. But then the other part of me, every time I try it, every time I then catch a trace of it there's a bit on my sheets at the moment, so it must have rubbed off from my neck. And I get into bed and I can smell it and I just think, wow, that smells amazing. It's just this addictive sweetness. It's so addictive. So I would love a bottle of Bakarat Rouge 540 Extract, but it would last me forever because it's so strong and so long lasting. So this decant will last me a long time. Another one from Maison Francis Kurkdjian is A Pomme Femme. I had this sample for a long time and I didn't even really explore it. I don't know, I just think I never felt that Maison Francis Kurkdjian was for me, and then I finally got around to trying this, and I've used this much of the sample, so I do really like it. I'm going to put it on my skin, I don't want to waste it. This is a little bit linear again, and that is something that I don't always appreciate in fragrances. I like them to take me on a little bit of a journey. I don't need a roller coaster, just a gentle rolling hills is fine. This doesn't really change a lot. It's quite fresh, it's a little bit sharp, and I remember actually Lizzie from Rose & Jones, she talked about it briefly in a video, and she said it reminded her, I think she had toilet freshener or toilet soap. And it's funny because I didn't think that, and now suddenly I'm smelling it and I'm thinking it's almost a bit like an air freshener. But when it settles on the skin, it is really lovely, and it's quite floral for me. It's a bit more floral than I'd normally go, but I do really like it. So, and it looks like it's discontinued. You can't buy the bottle anymore on the MFK website. They did have the travel sizes. You can get a set of free travel sizes, but no full bottles anymore. So I think it's discontinued. That's A Pomme Femme. What's next? So finally then, for my Miss Dior collection, I'm still after a couple of things. The Miss Dior Le Parfum, which is discontinued, and there's two versions of that as well. So Ideally, I want the original version, not the reformulated version. The bottles come up on eBay. You have to pay a fair amount of money for them. They're very much sought after. So I'm taking my time on that. So just waiting for Father Christmas to sort that out for me instead. But yeah, Mr Le Parfum, I want to add that to my collection. I think it's going to be heavy on the patchouli, which is not usually my taste, but I feel like I need to try it, and I need to have it. I need to put it on my silver tray with the other Mr Yours. And the other one, which I know that I'll love, is a Mr Yours Sherry Extract. So the original Mr Yours Sherry, which came out in 2005, the extract version of that I think will be amazing. I was watching a small bottle on eBay. It was only 7.5 mils, and it was about £100. I just can't justify that, and it's a dabber as well. Yeah, it's just not worth it at that price for me. But I'm hoping at some point to come across a lovely little bottle of Mr Yours Sherry Extract to add to my little collection. So hopefully you are still watching, because we are at the end of the video, but there is just one more requirement for you to be in with the chance of winning the SP Parfums, the 2 Christmas scents in here. If you want to win, then you need to comment what is #1 on your fragrance Christmas wish list, and you need to leave me a heart. You can choose the colour, any colour you want, but I need a heart with that comment as well. Then I'll know that you are in the UK and you want to be in with a chance to win. So that's all then. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.